Hey, look at that. I'm alive. But you know what it did? It does this every time when I go on Prism. Is it changes the background to just solid black, even though it says blue. So we'll go like green, and then we'll go back to blue. See, I don't know why it does that, but it's really fidgety like that, really wonky. So who's out there? I know I'm live on my channel. And I'm not using the boring YouTube mobile live with just the little circle guy on there. Yep, we're live. Let me go in the studio. There's one person there. Who's going to make that first comment? We could do... Oh, that's right. I remember. It reminds me. Abe Trivia. I got to get with someone on that. Been a long week. Anyways, oh, well, welcome to the channel again. Back to the channel again, I should say. Lady Diana. Welcome. Welcome. Let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about the strike wars. We got them going on. Six Banga. We got them going on. Yeah, they're going out there. They're not affecting me. They are not impacting me. Okay? They aren't right now. So right now, so far so good. Another person with cursive font. That says Cookie Anna. I'm looking at my laptop. I can see that now. I can see that. How you doing? How you doing? Sizzling summer out there, guys. You know, if I honestly believed that going live on here would make any lick of difference to end the strike war that's going on again, which is zapping, is nuking channel after channel. I got the list. I got the list of channels that have been nuked that I know of so far, or channels that have been hit with strikes. It's just crazy. So it is cross community. How you doing, Hebrew? What's up? Glad to be. Thanks for having me on your panel here. Send me your cash app, buddy. I'm gonna spot you at 10. I have lunch on me. Seriously, I mean that. No trivia involved. No trivia involved. So, anyways, let's see here. Not much. I don't think there's anything I can really tell you guys that you don't already know on your own. Somebody was saying earlier they don't go on my channel because they don't know where it is, which one I'm going live on anymore. Okay, gotcha. I'll let you this there. Let me grab that screenshot. Thanks, man. Drop your cash apps out there. Why not? Hit it up, guys. You never know. We got 17 people in here. 17 of you. Why? Why are you here? Why am I here? Why is anybody here? Who really knows anybody? So, spill the beads, Abe. Spill the beads. You know, I could pick a comment. I can still do that. Let me see. I can double tap that with, and then I can go boom. There it is. Let me move it out of the way of my banner. There it is. Can you see that? Well, it should show up. There's a little delay. There it is. There's a little delay when, you know, obviously you're using a streaming service. By the time it comes out on YouTube, we all know. What do I type? I don't know. Let me go to your channel. I don't... Okay. It's true. We did used to have more people get on my channel, my other channel. I have not actively switched over to it. I was going to do it on July 1st, but here, I'll sub you. You got 60 subs now, Cookie Anna. Like I say, guys like, what's his name? Rebel. You out there listening, Connie? I know you are. I know you're out there. Dude, go spend time with your mom, okay? I don't talk about your mom. I don't troll you. But if what you're saying is true, which I've no reason not to believe. Hey, sweet, how you doing? Sweetest Sugar's in the house. Then go do it. Go do it. Vegas Valley's in there. Beth Meadows. NBC, Darlene Maggie. I gotta take care of her. But what's the point? We're not going to change the world. We're not going to change YouTube. It's not going to happen, guys. Is this to your surprise? Becca N. What's happening? What's going on? After you pick a comment, I don't know how to take a comment off. So it gets to stay up there for a while. Yeah, I know you're going live later. Seen that. So I guess that's kind of where I am. When I first started going live, I got people all over the place coming to my channel. Shout out to you, PK. I don't hate you guys. Hate is a very treacherous word. There are some people in that group that I don't care for. I'll tell you that right now. I will tell you that right now. I Could Be's one of them. He knows why. He knows exactly why. Now, if he take back what he said about me over and over a year or so ago, well, then we can talk. But he's not going to. He's a dick, in my opinion. We had Salty Rant in here just the other day. Guess he's in the hospital. Well, that's a bum deal. Did a community tab hit him up, said, get better so you control us again. Although I haven't heard or seen from that guy in a spell. So I guess where I'm at is, if we take each other's channels out of orbit, meaning all of us, let's just say we nuke each other's channels right here, right now, okay? Then there's nothing left of us. We're gone. We have vaporized each other off of the planet into oblivion. There's 13 of you here. 13's an unlucky... Well, they say 13's an unlucky number, but I think it's a lucky number. See, I was in an elevator one time, and I took number 13, and then everyone else took number 12 and 14. And guess what? It was number 12 that got stuck, and I did not. That's right. Abe hates nobody. Thank you. Here, I'll pick that one. There you go. We'll cycle it out. I just like to get in here and have fun. That's all I like to do. Yes, it's true. You guys know people took it too far with me about 2 or 3 years or so ago. 4 years, 5 years, with all of their fabricated, lies, outright lies against me. Speaking of which, I noticed that. Let me get into that in just a minute. Heber, are you out there, Heber operator? I bet you're out there somewhere. I was just talking to him on his panel earlier this morning, and I did remember that when that guy started first going live, or was just thinking about it, Heber was helping him out. I was helping him out. We were both giving him some pointers. I'm sure Heber more than I, but there he is. He's still there. See? Still with us. Go click and sub his channel, guys. He's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's... Willie! What are you doing? How you doing, man? These communities, if you take them all and you throw them in the mix together, quick Vic. How you doing? Throw them in the mix. Like has already been done. Now, we're drawing in true crime, Krama. God help us. If you want to know anything about those people over there, go talk to Kovids. Go talk to him. He's been involved in that whole side of YouTube forever. Pretty much from the start. You got your watchdogs out there. Where do you think people like Huckleberry came from? Lisa V came from there. Yeah, she did. So did Spirit Reaper. The Judge. Bunch of others. Yeah, they came from that side. Everybody comes from somewhere, right? But what I saw years ago, when you take all of these communities, you throw them in the mix together. Folks, people, are you listening out there? All 15 of you. Shout out to the replay crew. I'll leave this up. I won't dirty delete it. I mean, I'm not even doing a panel. This is just me. God help me. Why would I do a panel? You guys tell me, why should I do a panel ever again? Come up. Let's light the chat up. Let's hit it up. I haven't forgot about you, Darlene. I know you're out there somewhere. I'll take care of her today. We're doing Abe trivia. So, guys, why should I do a panel again? You guys don't even like me, do you? Or do you? Are you taking off, Cookie Anna? All right. Have a good one. Here, I'm going to put you in the spotlight. There. So, when you take all these communities and you throw them all in the mix together, like beef stew. Who doesn't like a good beef stew, right? Then the result, thank you, Hebrew. Oh, that's real nice of you. That's real kind of you. You too. Shout out. Now it's your turn to be in the hot seat. Hot potato. Here it comes. Catch it. This, people, you can hate me. You can curse me. You can call me anything you like. You can rewrite the Oxford Legal Dictionary in the word slander and defamation of character and all the other stuff, all that other legal jargon. But I'll throw at you malicious prosecution. There you go. Anyways, okay, listen, guys. This is the result. Do you see it? I do. The result is people doxing each other. People attacking each other's characters. Families. All the real world stuff, right? Pull it up, Bubba. all the other happy, fun stuff, because we're such happy little people out here. This is it, okay? This is it. I know I like to get out here and preach to you guys, but there's good and bad that comes from this. From what I have seen, there is no balance. There's none. The scales of YouTube justice have the chain broken. Broken Arrow. Remember that movie? We have all these different mergers. Okay, this has been going on for years. And look at it, guys. So can't we all just get along? Get a bong? Well, I do. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel bad for the kid. Okay, he's not a kid. He's a young adult, right? What is he, 35? Everybody's 35 on YouTube. Why is everybody? Are you guys 35? I'm 35. 35. 35 times 8. All right? All right? So, anyways. Guys, come on. You guys are with me on this, aren't you? I am. So, I don't think he's here. I know he's watching. Hey, Hebrew, I know he was watching your live stream this morning. I know he was watching you. How do I know this? Simple. He didn't turn his live on until you were done with yours. That's all I know. That's all I know. All these people, Huckleberry out there, right? That person. Now, she never has, as far as I know, she's never struck my channel. Not even one time. Hi, Patriot. What you got here for us there, guy? Something about, hold on. Okay, people, the one and only Patriot Defense will be in Vegas this week, and stop by if you dare. Oh, yes, the Lord Devil's Hitman will be close as well. There's a lot of people in Dirty Vegas. There's a song called that. Remember that one? That was a good song. Good hit. I think it was like a single hit with that band. Dirty Vegas. So I could do a poll, but I'm kind of lazy right now. Okay, fine. Hang on. Create a poll. Here we go. This will be a fun one. There we go. There we go. I'm multitasking here. I'm sorry. So. Okay, there you go. There's a poll. See, I have my studio open. I'm on my phone right now, and I have the studio open. Somebody actually figured out how to do paneling on Prism Live. And I'd like to know how they did that. Unless they were doing Video Ninja. Are you guys familiar with that program? It's free. Have you guys ever seen the channel called, what is it called? Woke? .net, I think it is. Those people. Now, the reason I bring their channel up is that organization, that group, they always kick their YouTube channels on whenever there's protesting going on. And of course, right? Why would they not do that? So what they were using, along with, if you go back to the Kenosha riots, and then the whole it's a brain fart with me, right? George Floyd thing. A lot of those channels, those groups emerged, like even Antifa and them, and they started, along with everybody else, started live streaming multiplex on like YouTube and Twitch and X, Twitter, God knows where else. Hell, maybe even Reddit for all I know. Speaking of Reddit, there used to be some real cool DJs on there. I wonder if there still is. I used to hang out there a lot. Probably not, but I don't know. You can gift them. Similar to like Discord, actually. Crafty Cat's out there. Yeah. You saw an otter today? You saw an otter? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'll drop in and say hi. Pink Birdo's in the... Look at Pink Birdo's in the chat. That is the real Pink Birdo right there. Right there, right there. There they are. Let's talk about bird. I know I'm bouncing around I'm all over the map here right now. I get it. But guys, everybody curses Pink Birdo out, but they can't get enough of Birdo. I am live. I'm live right now. But thank you. Doing a panel? No, I'm not doing a panel right now. I could. I just don't want to punish myself. Look at this poll result. Look at this poll. There's 21 of you in here. Vote. Look, I come from around Chicago, like Jamie does. Like some of you do. And I know the old saying, vote early, vote often, vote twice. Trust me, I grew up with that. I did. And it's very true. Come on, guys, vote. Vote. I already knew which way the thing was going to sway. So there's that. Now, where is it at? So Pink Birdo. You guys, you can't get enough of Birdo, but yet everybody curses Birdo out, lures them into their Discord servers, and then talks, gets the ball rolling with Birdo, like they've done with me over there on, was it Ladybugs, or what's some of the other ones that I people have, Wicked Wiener. I'm surprised she didn't even kick me out. Well, she took my roll away. I couldn't see anything. And then I'm sure she's got me kind of limited to one room. Like, I don't care. You can tie me out the rest of the year if that's what makes you happy. If it makes you happy, all right, like that song. But I just don't care. I mean, when I turn this thing off, I don't think anything of it. Do you guys? If you do, then you're definitely too vested, in my opinion. So anyway, okay. So who else are we going to talk about here? I'm going to talk about I'm going to name drop some. Capgun Slim. There's a Abe Nayer right there. If I ever saw one, he's an Abe Nayer. He is. He won't admit it, but he is. There's a lot of people that were part of the Abe Nayers Association, and probably still are. That's fine. It's your God-given right. Thanks for letting me live rent-free. I appreciate that very, very much. You have no idea. You got no idea. I'm actually in a pretty good mood today. Let's see. I was on call for work, but didn't actually have to go in. That was grand. That was great. Talking about Pink Birdo. So, but yes. Okay. So getting back to the initial topic here. The initial topic is this. You guys, a lot of you were around. Sweet, I know you were around back then. Crafty, yeah, you were. Six Banger, yeah, you too, buddy. Right at you, right there, right at you. You guys were around when all of this started, and everybody thought it was such a grand idea. No, not everybody. To just merge everybody, super mega merge all of these little communities, these little houses on the prairie. Because that will help our channels grow, right? Well, yeah, it did that all right. But it also brought in all the drama from all of the little neighborhoods, the Mr. Rogers neighborhoods, into Deadpools. I mean, not talking about what's the name? Authority Chalk, who uses that, or whoever else uses that avatar. But it's literally that. I mean, it's Nightmare on Elm Street, the YouTube Chainsaw Massacre, not the Texas one. I am live, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Last I checked. So there's not a lot of people going live like they were because of the strike wars. It's not as much fun. So here I am. I got the whole day, rest of this day off. And there's not much going on. Now, there's a few of my podcasters that are live right now. Yeah, there's that. There is definitely that. But I thought I would go live and just, see, I know how to plot myself to go live as an in-betweener. Hey, 420 Moon. How you doing? Gitsy. YouTube and Discord. Discord is the demon. And all of us, including myself. It is. Am I an angel, a saint? No, of course not. But did I ever screw some things up on here? Of course I have. Yes, I have. Have I owned up to that? Yeah, absolutely I have owned up to that. I have. So are we punishing each other? Are we all punishing each other for the rest of our lives? Is this like 300 years in the electric chair? Kind of a spiel? Is that what this is? I don't think it should be, do you? No. Then you got other people going at it, like I saw earlier today on another channel of an Irish lassie. Oh, a loss. She's a loss. I know somebody who's a lassie. That person doesn't even go live. They disappeared off of YouTube. I shouldn't. Should I do it? What the hell? Why not? It was 69 Mammy 95. I called her. I dubbed her 69 Lassie 95 a couple of years ago. Oh, Lassie. So, I never really had any issue with her until she started man, did she lie on me. She did it like with the rest of them, right? She did. She was friends with that Blue Eyes, and you know what Blue Eyes was doing. Blue Eyes is not inquisitive enough to come up with something like that, of which she has. If you guys are in Polly Crispies, God, this was a couple of years ago. It was a couple of years ago, like October of 2024-ish or something like that. See, no one noticed what she said about me until she got on there. And then Rada was on there. Now, see, I have a secret weapon. I can use against trolls. I'm not gonna turn my hat on that. That's in the Abe Nayer's handbook. That's where that is. And it works every single time, even against Prime. You out there, buddy? It works every single time. It shuts them right the hell up right now. And now the thing of it is my little unofficial poll, or I have taken, where I've kind of like, what is your guys' thoughts on this whole big, whatever it is, this dog pile we're in? We'll call it a cesspool of bullshit. And most people say they get fed up with turning this thing on and everybody being stuck on repeat. It's a loop-de-loop repeat cycle, and it just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. It's a loop-de-loop. Am I the only one that uses that that word, loop-de-loop? Well, it's a slang. That's kind of a cool word, though, isn't it? I think it is. But, so I have to catch myself. And here's what I did. I went on my old channel, well, my other channel, my Honest Abe 0.1 channel, which I am not a lawyer, okay? I've spent 0.0 days in law school. Now, I did take MBA law. I did take that class, and I got an A in that. But that's not a law degree, no. That's not a Juris Doctorate degree, no. Nothing of the sort. Do not take me for what I am not, okay? But what I am is this. There's all this case law out there where real corporate lawyers, you'd have to literally be one of those to take on a big Fortune 500 company like Google, file a class action lawsuit against them to recover channels of YouTubers that got their channels nuked. And here's what happened. They lost their case every single time. I, on the other hand, have bragging rights to say, hey, I took Google on all by my lonesome self, gathered my own receipts. I will gather a boatload of receipts if I feel like it. You guys, my time is very valuable. Yours should be too. We only live this royal grand life only one time. Just once. And that's it. So I took the bull by the horns. I was waving that little the red flag, the blanket. Bull came a-charging, and I lift up the flag, and the bull, wham, ran into the concrete wall. He was seeing stars, man. He was seeing stars. So I was able to recover my channel without messing around with hiring a lawyer, filing a class action, a federal lawsuit to try to get that channel back. Didn't have to. It took 6 months to do it, guys. 6 months. And I know how it can be done. And it sucks. This layout sucks ass. This is Prism Live. I need to figure out I need to practice that, how to do a panel with Prism. People do it with OBS Studio, and they do connect their Discord servers or just Messenger. Actually, I was told that you could do it with Google Meet. Or Google Hangouts. Remember that? Guys? So theoretically, you could have 100 people actively, 100 participants. Think about that. 100 people up on your panel at the same time. You guys can't even handle 10 people on your panels without a big dog pile and everybody screaming at the top of each other's lungs at each other. You guys realize that whenever that happens, all we hear is stadium noise. That's all we can hear. It's just everybody going over the top of everybody. I mean, everybody. And we can't hear a goddamn thing. All we hear is blah, 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 all that shit, right? Just screaming. And so we get nothing out of it. Nothing productive comes of it. But then again, does anything productive come from this stuff in general? I would bring that into serious question. I'm not out here for clicks and views. I just like to get out here and hang out and have fun. That's how I roll. Some people are monetized and they make money off of this. That is perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with doing that. If there were some of the bigger podcasters that started out like small potatoes like us, such as the channel I follow, one of them is, of course, Julian Dorian, Monograph, the guy that Emo Hollingwolf and I have been following from the beginning of time, right? Would not be big channels. So, that's just in that. I mean, if you can put yourself out there, make a living or just a side hustle, I see that no different than if you were out there doing Uber Eats. And the only difference is you're not using your car. Well, you can use your car if you're doing like travel adventures. Speaking of which, like Explore With Us and many of those big channels out there that go out and explore the countryside, those people, they make a living off of YouTube, or they have. How is that different? Instead, Uber is using your car, your wear and tear, which of course you have to pay for. Yeah. Let me look up something. I'm trying to find a story. Hang on. Trying to find. Okay, so the person that I was thinking of was the tragedy that involved Gabby Petito. If I pronounced that correctly, I believe this is who I'm thinking. Yes, this is who I'm thinking of. And her boyfriend was Brian Laundrie. And the motive is unknown to this day. We're going back to 2021 in this one. If you guys followed, even Dog the Bounty Hunter got involved in that for a spell. I know his journal was recovered, but it's such a sad story because there's such young lives, inspiring. Reminds me of, what's his name? Let's see. Let me look him up. I'm not totally prepared for this today, but am I ever? Not really. Let's see. Okay, so Will Norton. Does anybody know who Will Norton is? I know some people know. Emo knows who he is. He knew who he was right away, actually. Speaking of the devil, Will Norton was this young man who had just graduated from high school, and on that exact day, a monster EF5 tornado slammed into Joplin, Missouri. It was rain-wrapped, and it just destroyed the high school right after the graduation ceremony. And this poor guy was going home with his dad, and this tornado came right up on him. There was a tornado warning, but people just didn't recognize the wide tornado. I believe they just thought it was a rain shaft, and there was a rain shaft. What was wrapped around it. So long story short, Will Norton was this aspiring YouTube star years ago, in about 2010, 11, even, around that era. And his YouTube channel was growing big time. And unfortunately, he had done a video a couple of years prior to that, had survived a tornado hit to the high school, and had jokingly made a video saying, I survived this one, but like the next one, who knows, right? And as luck would not have it, that would be his fate. He was pulled out of the vehicle. He was in like a Hummer or something with his dad. So it's a pretty heavy fortified vehicle compared to most. I mean, And the Tornado, it was just no match for a Tornado like that, because those things can pick up rail box cars and toss them around like, matchsticks. So Will's life was cut short way too early, and he was an aspiring YouTube star. So that's who he is. Find his YouTube channel. So that's, so I'm just saying people like that, those are two tragedies, of course, but those luckily are few and far between. They're very rare, of course, but, people do go out there and they travel and they explore. People explore abandoned buildings. We have true crimers out there. I've mentioned them. Drama sells. Hey, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Drama does sell. It really does. And if you can make a buck or two off of it, knock your socks off, guys. Hit it. People on TV, the heavyweights. Hey, they all started out small and worked their way up. So as I talked about before, like how people grew their channels small and became huge YouTube stars in the 100K, over 1 million subs. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about in just a minute. I'll get into that too. But they started out doing, when YouTube started competing with TikTok and those video shorts, they started pumping out the shorts clips, and bam! Just because the algorithm was wide open back then, they were gaining traction big time, and they hit it big. That's how they did it. Something I should have done. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about a community tab I saw on, if anyone knows who Nicolina is, I know Pink Perdo does, for sure. How you doing, Gia? Haven't seen you in a minute. Ting! Salute right at you. So, people, listen to me. Don't waste your money trying to buy subs for anyone's channel with the intention of trying to nuke it. Okay? I'm going to tell you here you can spend $1,000. You could drop $1,000 on my channel right now. Get me 100K subs? Is it $1,000 for 100K? I think it is, something like that. Maybe a little bit more. But you're going to be wasting your money. Why is that? Because that's not going to change. That I usually only average about 15 to maybe 25-ish people, give or take, when I go live each time. The numbers will not line up. That's not going to change anything. Number two, I'm not monetized, so there's no money to be made there. That's the other thing. Number three, it won't work anyway. Why won't it work? Because, listen, people, listen. When you hit 100K subs, you get that awesome little check mark next to your YouTube name, and that from them, I mean from YouTube and Google, and that is a certification, a little stamper on their end to vouch that you're 100K plus channel 100K sub channel is what you are, if I could say that right. So you get 100K subs or more, you get that little check mark, and I think you have bold font. Now, there's obviously, you can use the crazy font, like some of us tend to use, and try to make it look that way yourself. Although it still won't be like authenticated through Google. Now, if you go and buy me 100K subs right here, right now, you drop that $1,000 on my channel, we're going to take this guy out. We're going to get him a bunch of subs. Not happening, guys. It's not going to work. Why won't it work? Because YouTube, Google, is going to scan all those subs. They're going to look at how quickly you acquired those subs, and they're going to look at all kinds of other dynamics that I don't even know of. I'm sure they're looking at, are these all just a bunch of like blank channels with like no subs? What are these? They originate from all these different proxy servers, all kinds of sort of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Who is Chuck B? Chuck Bronson? So, anyways, is he here? Let me scroll up. I've had some 100K subs channels get on my channel before. I have. And it's pretty rare. It is very rare. But I've seen other drama channels with them get on. I have. And they do bounce around. Some of them they do. But again, Google's going to scan all those, and they're going to go, yeah, this just doesn't add up. Cannot compute, insufficient data. Number 5 alive, and we're not happening. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, I'm trying to see if he. Hang on a second here. I got to go to my laptop and see what's going on with you guys. I got to keep my eye on you people. You guys are sneaky. Oh, look, there's the King's Crown. Big Birdo is at number 1. Who didn't see that coming? So, anyways, I got my eye on you people. All right. So, anyways, we got 23 votes so far. We're going to close this poll out. Abe always wins. 13% say yes. 57% say no. I'm sure there was no sock accounts or backup channels being used to vote on that one. I am for sure. Totally. But 17% said maybe, and 13% said so. Okay, thanks for voting. Please come again later. Okay. Anyways, let's see here. Where are we at here? I'm so glad that you guys all get along together so well. We're all such good friends out here. Can't you feel the love? I'm just not in the mood really. Oh, I am, but I'm not. But anyways. Okay, fine. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of YouTube. In imagination. I swear to God. Now, Gene Wilder was one of my favorite actors, was in that movie. But that's really why, that's not my favorite. When everybody thinks of him, they think, because he was from Milwaukee, Wisconsin originally, of course. Him and Richard Pryor, somebody mentioned that earlier, that guy's name. They were great together. They were absolutely great together. They were made for each other. But that was not my favorite movie that they appeared in. There was Mel Brooks. I think in Blazing Saddles is one of them. That's some old school films. Silver Streak, you remember that one where he keeps getting kicked off of the train? That was cool. That was in the early 70s. That came out right around the time. What was that called? Duel or something? With Dennis Weaver driving the Charger, and then there's the semi truck driver that's stalking him across the land. It was crazy. I like that movie. I really like that movie. Of course, Gene Wilder was not in that movie, but some of the old school films of the day. And then we get into the whole Star Wars kind of an era in Jaws, after that in the 70s. That was before my time, but I did catch the reruns. The BNC Connection. Oh, I know who that is. How you doing, Big Ben? Big Ben, you've been around a while. So let's see here. So I'm just kind of chilling. I with the Strike Wars. Oh, yep, that's you. With the Strike Wars, I hate to see it. I hate it. I don't exactly know who started it this time around. I don't know that I think it really matters. It would be great to see it end. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. And I think that if I have my crystal ball in front of me, I would say that the future is looking rather dim for a lot of people's channels. I think there's more channels that are probably going to get nuked again. And that. And the scariest part of this particular here we go. The scariest part of this particular battle is it's cross community. It's not just one particular side of YouTube. When I was getting struck, it was only like 2 or 3 people from my oldest Prime out there with his Abe bingo card stomping grounds that were doing it. Then of course Truthfinder came along and he got me. It was an attention getter, obviously, and he did take the strikes back later. But it's true. He used it. Then he used it to strike what's her name, Silver Diamond next. So, and the Shit Show and all of those guys. I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't want to deal with the strike stuff again, because the problem is strike wars. When you get copyright takedown strikes, the thing about it is, it's very hard to fight those. Very, very hard. The last time I had to deal with that, they told me that, we think you might have a valid point, case in point here. However, and there's always a however, like a Airhead Valley girl like Blame Katie is. Speaking of the devil, right? That one. You knew she was going to flop right back to Cyrax again. She couldn't keep out of it because Ernie's ignoring the shit out of her. So naturally, she's got to have something to fall back to, and so that's it. That's it right there. But I do believe that she did learn a valuable lesson on screwing around with guys that are from that side of YouTube that do mean business. And if they tell you they're going to do something, you can rest assured they're going to be doing it. They're not just all... They are absolutely all bark and bite. They got it. They got them both going on. I see the timeout wars going on in my chat again, so nothing new there. I'm glad to see you guys getting along so well today in the chat. Shout out to the chat. So God help us. Now, see, the thing about timing people out that I don't like is it deletes all their comments. So on the chat replay, whatever they type prior to getting socked is gone forever. Guys like Biff Thundermuffin found that out the hard way. They did. They absolutely did. So, it is what it is. Where are we at here? Knock on wood. Am I boring you guys? There's not much going on right now. There's not many people live. So I just figured I would do it. What the hell? What are you guys going to do when I end this thing? What's in the agenda? What are you going to do? What's up? I think tonight is Tuesday. So it's going to be taco night, Taco Tuesday. I tend to celebrate that. Anyone knows me knows that Mexican food and Italian food are among my favorites, actually. And real pasta is made al dente. Did you know that? That one too? Real Italian, like pizza, it doesn't really have any sauce on it, as far as I know. It's just like, it's totally different. Totally different. There's some garlic on there or something. I could make a homemade video on Abe's Baking with Abe, like a pizza or something. It is fun to see people cooking online. I'm not going to lie. Taco Bell's also open when sober, Lady Diana. And all the rest of yous. It is. Korean food from Swedish Sugar. We used to have something, back in my hometown, there was a restaurant that was called Royal Dragon. And this is the 80s and the 90s, okay? They were at the corner of East State and is it Alpine Road? Or no, not Alpine. One of those Mulford, Alpine, then Rockford. It's Rockford's northeast side. There used to be a Kmart out by there. I think it was the Kmart. God, I was just watching a video on the fall of Kmart. No, I don't eat pizza without cheese, but I have to use like imitation cheese on mine for an obvious reason. So I can't use the real deal. But anyways, and that's fine. You know, it doesn't have the same quite taste, but I lost half of my taste buds because of having, what do we call this? What do we call this? Because we weren't allowed to say this on YouTube because we're not medically qualified to speak about it. I think now it's a little more lax, getting a medical guideline strike or whatever. But let's just say the what do we call it? The chicken flu or something like that? Like chicken pox. I had that as a kid. Which that's virtually gone now too. So would shingles, I would think, because of people not getting. Oh, there he is. There he is. I knew he'd come around. Okay, so anyways, I am not a medical physician, and I cannot render medical advice. That is my disclosure. I'm just talking just to talk. This is all spinning for entertainment purposes only. But I lost half of my taste because I got I got the chicken flu 3 different times. Yes, I did go get tested for it 3 different times. And I tested positive 3 different times. I was one who got it like December of like 2019. That was at work. Then I got it the next year. My brother gave it to me because he came home from where he lives in his state. Let's see, a 3rd time I got it because Prime gave it to me. So, damn, right through the computer. So I lost a lot of my taste. How could I prove that? Simple. You could give me the hottest Tabasco sauce on earth, and it would just tingle my tongue. It would not burn me. I mean, well, it would burn my throat and everything, but the actual flavor of it, the zing to that, it just doesn't have the kick that it once did, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Let's see. Do not cross any borders. Well, that's Taco Bell. You got to cross the border for that, right? I think this is therapy for Prime with his like loop-de-loop trolling. There is one thing I can really... There's 2 things. Just twofer. And I admit that I stole one of them from other people, okay? Well, I mean, everyone knows what that is. Whenever you tell him less is more, he doesn't like that. I know he doesn't like it. You can drive this kid to get on the panel, and he will go bonkers. He'll go ballistic on you. He will. There's something else I say to him that he does not like. And I saved that for an extra special rainy day. He's very angry at me right now, and he has expressed his frustrations with me targeting him on channels like The Shit Show and those other channels where he frequents, and let's just say pay to play. He hates that. He hates that. But Prime, I mean, you got caught time and time again, popping me over and over and over, and that's just the way it is. You know, it's people are easily amused by popping people in chats. Like, for example, me for 3 years. Then, hey, hap at it, have fun. There's plenty of places under the sun I can go, hang out. I'll catch a wave somewhere else and surf's up, dude. Cowabunga. I'll see you later. So what was I going to say to that? I am going to be getting a paid streaming eventually here, maybe sooner than later. It's not going to be StreamYard because StreamYard, they want $35 a month with paying the full year in advance. That is absolutely ridiculously insane. I think the coupon that you get is only good like for paying it monthly. It's like so you can try it out and for a low cost and what have you. Right now they're trying to run a thing where you get the like pro plan, the advanced plan, and then with that you Obviously, there's a catch to that. Is if you don't cancel it, you get charged like $80 a month. 80, like some crazy outlandish number like that. But see, Evmux, which is what Hebrew Hammer Operator, not to confuse him with the other Hebrew, but that comes. Doesn't that guy come from more like the what do you call it? The Watchdogs or something like that. Something like that. I know he was hanging around the PDF Elves channel. Whatever happened to them? I don't know. Of course, that would be that psycho bitch. Oh, I promised to be good. Promises are made to be broken, guys. What can I say? But what's her name? God, what is it? No sugar Keebler, no sugar coating truth. That one. The one that lived with Rick Rude for a spell. Now, if that doesn't say it all, man, I don't know what does. I really don't know what does. Going back to the whole Abe hate bond. Hey, Hebrew, I was talking about how you introduced me to, pretty much all of us, to Evmux, EVMUX. And that is just $19 a month if you pay the whole year, which is basically what StreamYard used to do. The only thing that sucks about it is I think it even if you have the paid version, it like cuts you off after like 6 hours of live streaming. But how many people, some of you guys do, I've done it before, live stream for like 6 hours straight. I mean, I can do a solo, I have done a solo stream for 7 or 8 hours straight, and I do not want to ever do that again. Ever again. No, thank you. Pirate Citizen Cell is in the house. So, anyways, Smoke a Troll. Oh, see, this is why I don't want to do a panel, because if I do a panel, all hell is going to break loose. It's going to be a major war, panel battle across 3 different communities. And it's not going to be pretty. And then, you know, but the thing about Rick Rude, I don't even really talk to him that much, but Rick, you hear him on Lisa B's. Now, I am not trying to tell anyone how and how not to run their channel. Okay, that's not what I'm about here, guys. You know me. You know me. Rather, when he gets on a panel, now people used to bitch and moan and groan and complain, whine, like all hell, because I was on a panel, right? Before that, they called Exiled One the panel killer, or ER Videos, who's still panel furniture. But where am I going with this? I see this, and I'm going like, when you let that guy on your panel, it's just like Rada, okay? Just like that guy. The one thing those guys have in common, we'll get into him in just a minute. You know, I'm making my rounds here. I'm coming around the bend. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. When it comes to him, when he gets on a panel, he just obliviates it. He just completely annihilates it. I mean, it is a one and done. And he will not shut the hell up at all. At all. And now Rada, there is another guy, even though Rada's been around a very, very long time. People are talking about ASMR again, ASMR. People are saying that Dr. Chin was ASMR or something the other day. I'm like, no. I've been kind of digging this guy. I actually do. I think he's kind of a cool cat. I do like the guy. He's like a crossover between Combat Wombat and perhaps an Evil Terry type character when it comes to Mike Cerrone and people like that from that side of the shtick. Do you guys notice that? I have. Maybe a little mixture of a tonic and sales type, like kind of youthful, kind of a what would you call it? I don't know, like a sunburst type personality. I don't know what to call it. But you mix all those three together, and now you have this Dr. Chin. I think this guy is going to be a rising star. I think that he's going to gain traction across all these communities. Where did he come from? Didn't he come from the Panelverse or something like that? I thought so. I thought that's where I saw him initially. But I dig the guy. I'm not going to lie. I think he is beneficial to a panel. I was on there with Mr. Pease last night, went live. And he was on there. It's the first time I ever got to hang out and talk to the guy a little bit. He is very, how should we put this? Disciplined and restrained as far as this guy never, that I've ever seen, he does not over talk anyone. He sits and listens to what you're saying to him, and then he interjects himself, or when the timing is right. And even I have had, look, when I have like 9 or 10 people all coming at me at the same time, you know damn good and well what I'm going to do. You know what the end game's going to be. I'm going to say, okay, game on. Let's do this. How you doing, Sugar Crits? Welcome. Who's that, Abe? His name is Dr. Chin. He has the kind of he's using the kind of like Anarchic Chicks, like that crazy font, but I don't think he even knows who she is. Almost positive he doesn't. And he's always wearing like sunglasses, rocking a backwards cap. And does he wear like Hawaiian shirts or something like that? I don't know, something like that. Kind of like you know what? You'd almost throw in a Willie. You'd almost throw him in the mix. So we're going to take, in order to create Dr. Chin, you got to have the, like kind of the forceful way of never giving up when you're like going after somebody, like I don't say trolling, but yeah, in a sort of sense, just very adamant, similar to a Harry Balls type character, but a lot more hip. So you'd mix Willie in there, you'd throw Combat Wombat in there, Evil Terry, and a Tonic and Sales. You throw all 4 of those characters in the mix, and then you got that guy right there. That's my view of him. Kane, Catharsis, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about this Dr. Chin guy. But Kane Catharsis is a guy who came from the Panelverse too. Yes, he did. The very first, I'm the one who called it, and I says, I know exactly where you came from. And he goes like, oh yeah, where? I said, you sir came from Speakeasy's Verbal Combat. That's where you came from. That's where you started. That is true. That's correct. And then I know, Hebrew, if you're out there, he somehow landed a Hebrew operator's server, and then that's when he got entangled with everybody in there. Speaking of the Tonic and Sales dude, that's where those two guys started duking it out, going at it. And others too, not just them. I remember all of this. This was last year. Yeah, but it's been about a year ago now. But what's it matter in the end? It really doesn't. Does anybody really care? I mean, maybe right now, but give it about 10, 15 years, no. Don't mix me in with anybody or anything. But I meant it in a good way. It's kind of your electric personality. You've got a lot of like youthism, like youthism, or like you're very I don't know, kind of high energy kind of guy, you know, the kind of people that you would see as like the light of the parties, perhaps the MCs, you know, master of ceremonies, if you will. So anyways, Meme in a positive way. Positive way. Anyways, my apologies if you were offended in any way, shape, or form. But let's see. Who are these people that you speak of? They come from another community, and they're kind of getting in the mix with. They're kind of like quasi merging with some of the drama channels that some of us follow and groups. I don't know all these different communities. I wouldn't portray it that I did. I'm just simply stating I know who a lot of they are, and I do follow them. I do follow their channels. I forgot to mention Crosswords Corrosive today, who loves it when I talk about him. So hang on a second here. Let me participate in the chat. Whoops. The daisy. Terry. Okay, there. That comment right there. Now I can pick my own comment. There it is. There it is. Crosswords Corrosive Commentary. Yes, I spelled that correctly. So he does like that guy. He likes to buddy troll. He does. Most of it's in Discord though. He does emerge in certain chats. I don't know what the whole thing between him and Zatoichi. 444 triple four. I really don't know what started all that with those guys. I don't really care. I'm just saying that the reason I bring that up is he's a very how should we put it? Is it ego-eccentric a fair word to use? He's very he's very nitpicky, very particular about who and who he doesn't like. That's for damn sure. And it is what it is. Do I hate the guy? No, I don't hate anybody. I really don't hate anybody. It's hard to hate. Hating, that word, hate. Now I will reference hate bonding. However, yes, there is that. That for sure does exist. It's a phenomenon. It's where you got a bunch of people in the mix, or even just a few, and they share they share the same naysaying or dislikes, about a thing, a person, place, or thing, a noun. Okay. That's all I'm trying to say. So, no, I don't hate anybody, but there are people that sure as shit hate me. That's a giver. That's a giver. Now, I started out here with 10 subs on my main channel. 10 subs! The We the People Tyrant Wars. Why did they label me a tyrant? Well, that's old news, but we could talk about that if you want to. I mean, we're speaking about that channel has gone like flatline, hasn't it? They're just not doing anything. Somebody had told me recently that they believe, they theorize, of course, the reason that channel went so dark is the people involved in that particular group came to the realization that the people that they're putting on blast or going after just don't care about being put on blast. In other words, you're not going to change anything. And you're sure not going to change anything like doxing and getting information wrong, like a tomato being a vegetable when it's actually a fruit. Or Lucinator69 lives in West Germany. No, he doesn't live in West Germany. That was proven. But anyways, it's just, God, things like that go back then. The interesting thing about that particular group is they were going after people from my side of the aisle before any of these other people. And that is true. But they didn't start out that way, however. They started out with a couple of people out here that are still around. They're all still around. But that's why that whole thing emerged to begin with. I was able to trace it back to Merb's Discord server. And I was never even in that server back then. I don't know if I was in there for a little while. I don't know if I am now or not, but it's kind of neither here nor there. So I was not around in 2017, 18 when all that channel and all that emerged. No, I was not, but people have sent me some screenshots. There was a video that emerged, and it had something to do with this guy known as Nizzle. And this goes way, way back. This truck driver guy who was involved in like the Watch Dogs or something like that. I could be mistaken on that. This is going back a ways. Quite a bit of ways. 7-8 years ago, something like that. So that I know. I was pushing. I pushed their buttons. And there was some stuff that they had put out, which is actually accurate. That once I learned about who they were, I was interested in figuring out who they were. Who are you guys? You're anonymous people, the people you're blasting. We already know who they are. I mean, you've doxed them, or they've been doxed, or somebody's doxed like themselves. You know, whatever. Hang on a second here. But, you know, that's the whole thing. And there. So they did start targeting people that were hanging out with me. Heber Operator there was one of them. This is a couple of years or so ago. Maybe going on 3 years ago now. See you later, Petey. Hey, have a good one. Peace out. But yeah, that group, there's really not much of a mystery to that group in my view of it, from what I learned out of them. And a lot of it was their own doing, because they're so hell bent on, at least at the time, of, like pushing people's buttons. Like, in other words, you're like, nah, boo boo, stick your head in doo-doo kind of thing. You can't get, it's that kind of shit. It's like preschool mentality. And I'm sorry, for anyone to say no one can be gotten, trust me, everyone can be gotten. And that group just kept pushing my buttons over and over and over and over again. And I finally learned enough shit about them, and I put it out there. Oh, I mean, hey, they put shit out there themselves later. It is very true. I did some underdog things, underhanded things to them to basically pry them for information about them. And I got little clues along the way, and that helped me lead to figuring some things out about them. Now, again, where is that channel? They do occasional videos, very seldom videos. Most of their videos are replay videos, old shit that they throw out there again. I know they got mad at Nikita again not that long ago. I'm going to go to their channel, actually, and see what's going on there, if anything at all. Probably not. But the one thing that got me about that group is they always said that they were just as bad, if not worse, as the people that they go after and target. So, nope, nothing new other than just going after just to some shot at showing Mr. 303's dental work, shall we say, on the community tab. Is the last thing I see out of them. A video from a month ago, UK says, sorry guys, but according to the UK government, blah, 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 blah. So this is probably them going after, like, Nikita or who knows. It wouldn't be Truthfinder, because they actually, they liked Truthfinder. They advertised for Truthfinder. Rob C's in the house. So anyways, enough of that. This is virtually a dead channel. I think most of the people, whoever told me that, yeah, there's probably like 2 people involved in that thing now. That's probably about it. I would think that's probably about accurate. And then people veered off and split. You remember when Reaper and Huckleberry broke apart, and how Tyrant Wars always had on their homepage that this channel protects them. They're considered like the top tier, quote unquote, supporters of this group, this channel, and anyone who disses them is going to have to deal with us next, that kind of thing. Initially, I have screenshots of like what their about page used to say, and it specifically said that they were in existence to go after certain YouTubers, certain content creators in the drama community. Initially, though, they did used to go after auditors and cop watchers in Cali. I mean, not Cali in the UK, but Cali is in California. That part's true. Okay, so anyways, moving on from that, let's see, 3 to 4 trailer. Yeah, there's that particular group. I think I have Santa's list. Okay, I've got that. Somebody sent that to me. Couple years. It's an older list, and it seems to be pretty accurate, at least from my accord with them. So, what the fuck are we bitching about today? Everything, Rob. Everything, and so much more. And a Rolling Stone gathers no moss, Rob. So there you go. There it is. I can't think of what else to really say, to talk about. Let's see. I know people are so worried about putting channels out there of people that support them, or people that they don't want stuff shared and stuff like that. And so the funny thing is, if your supporters are making comments on your channel, like after it ends, or your community tab, or whatever it is, people can click their channel links and get them that way. They can gather them that way. So there's that. It's very easy to find people's channels if you so desire. Yes, you can. Truthy, GS says, Truthy should make Sims characters of all his favorite YouTubers. You know what? That's not actually a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that. Well, no, what I want to do is make my first AI song. I do want to do that. So I'm just going to get started on that probably on my free time, the next couple of days or so. We'll go from there. Speaking of YouTubers, one of the biggest you guys have heard of the People's Podcast TV? That's Eli, and how Jamie has been going after him for so many years. I heard there's like a restraining order in there. Again, that's the Jamie, not the Spit Cup one, but the Lycan Snark, or Lycan Theory. That guy. So for a while, that channel used to go live like mad, like literally like mad. And now it seems like the Ernie Shell is just overpowering everybody with his almost continuous live streaming that he does. I'll wake up in the morning, he's live. I'll take lunch at work, he's live. I'll be going home from work, live again. I'm like, holy guacamole. I don't even go this live that often. I don't want to. I'm sure you guys don't either, a lot of you out there, right? So, oh, be Jesus. So, I don't know what else to say. You guys, let's do a Q&A segment. We talked about a lot of the same stuff, I know. But anyway, my theory again is some groups like Tyrant Wars, they kind of split apart and then they remold again in different groups. And they're still around, they're still there. They just, the dynamics change in due time. you guys have heard the saying that the expression "everything's inevitable." Nothing is the same forever. Nothing is forever, and so there is no exception to that rule with unfortunately, any number of us, and that's just the way it goes. That being said, all good things being equal, all things must come to an end. Good or bad, better for worse. And I always say the small YouTuber always hedges their bets. That means they bet carefully. They're very conservative. They're very they place their bets strategically, accordingly. And they, like for example, the lottery. Okay, it's called a lottery for a reason. Gambling. Gambling. You might be a high stakes roller out there, and you really know how to win the system. Then again, maybe not. She does have that. Yes. I mentioned that earlier, Willie. Thanks for bringing that up. So actually, I'm gonna be doing that as soon as I end this thing and get off. We'll have to do another trivia again sometime on the fly, because that keeps you guys tuning in. See. See. So, anyways, listen, guys. Any Q&As? Watch your P's and Q's. Watch your points and questions. If anybody asks you what that means, now you know what it means. So, last call for Ratchet Jaw. What you guys got? Anything? You are large and in charge here on the Honest Abe Home Shopping Network today. 3 easy payments of $99.99 plus shipping and handling. Return fee of 66.6%. Remember the old TV infomercials? That's kind of a thing of the past now, isn't it? They don't really do. Does anybody see infomercials anymore? I can't remember seeing any. The last time I saw one of those is probably 15 plus years ago. Gambling is fun if you can at least break even on it. But if my grandpa, here's another thing he used to say. I can't wait to hear the trolling over this one. He used to say that winning isn't everything, but losing sure sucks. And it does suck. It does suck to lose, but in order to have winners, you got to have losers. And that's just how it goes, I mean, even the person that gets second and third prize are bummed out because they didn't get first. But, if you're going to have first prize, you can't have everybody be in first prize. So, anyways, did you want your $10 from the trivia there, sweet? I think you said give it to Darlene, didn't you? Because that's what I'm about to do, actually. Anyways, we'll do trivia again, like I say. I don't go live very often, and I love doing a solo stream because, I control the narrative, of course. And I like interacting with you guys in the chat, right? I probably should do more of that. I should. I admit that. Okay, that's one of my pitfalls. My many pitfalls in life is I need to focus more on my audience, my fans. That's you guys. This show would not be possible without viewers like you. Okay, sounds good. I thought that's what you'd said. All right, so with that in mind, I'm going to get out of here. I don't see any real questions in the chat. You've got questions? We got blank stares. Oh, that's another thing I was watching. Here's what I was doing. One of the things I like to do when I'm on here is not really watching people go at it and fight on panels all the time. That stuff gets really old. It gets really lame-o, but I was watching a really cool video on the rise and fall of Sears and how Sears did the super merge with Kmart. You remember that 20 years ago or something? And then that was just like two sinking ships converging into one. It was just the worst idea of worst ideas, if there ever was such a thing. And so both of them came crashing down. But I do remember vividly going into a Kmart, and they had the back in those days, it was like how a Walmart was, or how any number of those box stores were all the aisles were just cluttered with stuff. There was very few gaps in the store. They made maximum use of the floor space. End caps galore. Back in the 80s, the 70s, 80s, or whatever it was, they had the blue light specials at Kmart. Yeah, that. Then they were talking about how Kmart, no, Sears shot themselves in the foot when they got rid of their catalogs because all the e-commerce and digital era was being born, right, with Amazon and eBay and all that. But particularly like Amazon, and instead of digitizing their catalog, they just got rid of it altogether. That was the worst idea of worst ideas. And another ship that got sunk was Bergner's. You remember them? Marshall Fields was bought out by Target stores when I worked for that company. I worked for Target back in like 2002 to 5-ish. And I remember seeing that merge go on back then. And like, boy, that it's kind of like Starbucks when they bought out Teavana, and you knew how that was going to not work out in the long run, right? So there was that. That actually got me liking tea, was Teavana. So missed that store, right? Missed that store. But anyways, it's just, yeah, I remember going to Kmart. They had the crazy bread. Who remembers when Taco Bell had the little Pizza Hut pizzas with the 3 breadsticks? Oh God, I remember those. And then they have the cheese, the pepperoni, or the supreme. You get the pepperoni one because the pepperoni was oh so good. And then that came to because the same parent company owns both of those companies, those places. Somebody mentioned Steak and Shake earlier. Wow, that brought back memories. Used to go there every single week with my grandpa. Just about my grandfolks when they were living. Or I'd swing through there on the way home. Yeah, talk about the king of short order, fast food smash burgers and things like that. They used to have baked beans there. And they got rid of those, man. That was a long time ago. But yeah, that was always good. Just things like that. Remember the old steakhouses they used to have? Those are big. Come and get it at Ponderosa. And then, let's see, there was, more locally at the mall, there's a place called York Steakhouse. There was, what's the other ones? Mentioned Ponderosa. Is it Wendy's, the poor boys steakhouse today? Is it about right? When was the last time anybody had a Wendy's, a square burger? Anybody remember those? I do. It's been a while. It's been even longer since I had one of their milkshakes. So I can't have that anymore, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. It actually runs in my family. But yeah, with us guys. So, what else is there? What am I having for dinner tonight? This is Taco Tuesday, guys. So that means that's what I'm having tonight. That's where I'm headed next. That's definitely where I'm headed. I like the authentic tacos that are the corn soft shells. Because like Taco Bell has the soft shell, but they're the flour. They're not the corn shell. They have the crunchy tacos with the corn shell. But I used to really like the double deckers because then you got the best of both worlds, per se. You had the soft shell on the outside, layer of beans, and then, of course, the hard shell on the inside. I used to always get those. Those were so good. But anyways, you gotta be careful with that food. But yeah, authentic Mexican food is very delish. Very delish. Speaking of which, the movie Groundhog's Day, the little diner where they filmed those scenes in Woodstock area, that diner that was used for that show, unfortunately, it closed up before it celebrated its 30th anniversary. Of course, like from that film. But I did go in there just a couple of years ago, and it's an authentic Mexican restaurant now. Is what it is. I sat down right at the table, or not the same table, obviously, all these years later, but the same spot in there where Bill Murray was sitting with everyone when they're shooting that scene, and right where they sat at. I found the exact spot, and I sat right there. I even got a selfie of I'll have to go find that on my old phone. But it was still good food, though. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, good eats that can't be beats. Anyways, yeah, burritos. There's a place I go that has a really killer, even a cheese quesadilla, if you like those. You're into that stuff. I can get a quesadilla, just minus the cheese. Unless, like I say, if you're using the fake imitation cheese, then I'm right there. I can have it. I'm on it. Otherwise, no. Or I could eat it. I could eat all the cheese in the world I want to. I'll just live to regret it later. That's all. I'll be paying the piper for that one for a week to come. So anyway, that's the life of a lactose intolerant person, man. So anyway, like the almond milk, almond milk does not taste good at all. It tastes terrible. But it does taste good, however, when you add a little bit of sweetener in there. The vanilla sweetener to it, that's really good. Not the unsweetened vanilla, but the sweetened vanilla. It's very delish. You see how my my watchers have dropped dramatically now that I'm not talking about drama, I'm talking about food? Well, it's a real thing. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for tuning in. And I can't think of anything else to talk about. It's sizzling summer. Live it up. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'll be around tonight because I'm off tomorrow. Yes, I will have a little taste of rum or two probably. I haven't had that in a long time. Probably over a month. But just not overdo it, of course. Of course. And yeah, that's all I got, guys. Oh, it still says crosswords corrosive commentary, and that's funny. I wasn't paying attention to that. There we go. That looks better. But anyways, I do like the last thing I was going to say. I was going to mention that earlier. That's why I even brought him up to begin with. But I do like Zatachi. I think Zatachi is a fun guy. I think that he's trying to do with his channel what I tried to do 3 years ago with my channel, and that's bring people together from like multiple communities. And I think that he's seeing how well it's not working out for him. Or anybody. And that's not a cheap shot at the man, okay? I'm just simply saying, for anyone that tries to get people to come together and just have a good time, and that's a real crying shame. That really is. You're just trying to have fun. You're trying to get people together and just kick it. And people have proven time and time again, they are just humanly incapable of doing that. And that's a real crock. Now, there are some real shady characters out there that I'm not saying there's not. And I'm not even saying that, that someone would be in the right to call somebody out for something, because God knows I have, and I still will, given the moment of an opportunity. So I'm not saying that, hey, you guys are all in the wrong and I am right, and I am righteous in every way, shape, and form, and you're just not. That's not what I'm saying. All I am trying to say is, when it's a shame that people will try to bring people together, and then it just never works, and it just crashes. But I'm glad to see the guy still having a good time. I am. Yes, I've kind of coined it. I'm sure others have. I know the Zat and Silver Diamond show. So anyone that says no one makes sock accounts of me and uses them on YouTube because I'm not that relevant, you might want to think again. Go ask Silver Diamond, because there was a fake Abe that was like harassing her on her channel for months until I got wind of it, who was basically replicated, cloned, if you will, a sock account of me. And she thought it was me all along. So, hey, thanks for tuning in, Lady Diana, Gia, Wille. Appreciate you. Let's scroll up here. Sweet as sugar. I said Gia, didn't I? If I didn't, I'll say it again. Scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. Hebrew as in hammer operator. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to see Big Ben Bittner's in the house. Gitsy. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Patriot Defense, Rob C. the Redneck Rebel. You were in there. And I just keep going up and up and up and up and up. Crafty Cat was in there. How are you? It was good to see you. Thanks for coming. Please come again later. My thing is frozen. It's stuck. I can't go any higher. Well, you all know who you were that showed up in the show, and I appreciate you. Pink Bo Birdo is still there, so shout out to you. Even Vegas Valley was in here for a minute. Who else was in there? Let's see. Who else? The rest of you know who you were. And all my lurkers out there, thanks for voting in the poll. Again, the show would not be possible without viewers like you. And all that happy fun stuff. So anyways, wow, y'all timing people out because you don't like what's being said. Way to go. Well, unfortunately, that's what people do to me all the time, and nobody seems to care or say a word about it, or a moderator seems to fix it, or whatever. M Corner Gaming, is that the real M Corner Gaming? Birdo timed me out. Let's scroll down and see. I know who you are. Let's see. I had to go to the control room on that one. Yes, it is. It is the real one. He's got a K subs. So, all right. Well, hang on. There. Okay. Now you're gonna get timed out again. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. You should go too. Go do something. Enjoy the day. Thanks for dropping in. I didn't even do my channel. See, there's people that find your channel or know your channel that you otherwise would not know unless you went live. Now, Hebrew had been off of YouTube for months and months, but in my Discord server, there are tracker bots. And what they do is whenever you post a video or you go live or you do a community tab, whatever, post a short, it puts it out in my Discord server. It says, hey, it says, Hebrew operator just posted a video. And I got to add some more channels to that, I know. And I'm going to do that. You know what? Let me tie a little string to my finger so I can do that again later. My pleasure. Yeah, so we'll have to do that, later. And, if you want your channel shared out, you can, smoke signal me. You can throw it on your, you can make a comment on my tab. I'll tell you, when I end this thing, I'll throw a tab out. And if you want your channel shared out, drop a dot, say hi, whatever, and I will do it for you. I'll add it to my Discord server, and all of that. My Discord server links are on my community tab, actually. And we'd love to have you guys come around. So, anyways, yeah, Hebrew, when you first went live, my server went doing and lit up, and it said Hebrew Hammer is live. That's how a lot of people. If you don't, it really the alarm bell option on YouTube is kind of it's glitchy. It's not a reliable mechanism, unfortunately. How you doing, Craig? Craig says Birdo's lying. But the thing about it is the best way, and this is how the big time streamers do it. Do you guys know Steve Lookner from Agenda Free TV, for example? He tells people to get in his Discord server because it'll send out the notifications that the guy's going live. And because the YouTube alarm bell just, it's really weird. If you don't interact with a channel that you're sub to for a period of time, I think they just sort of toss it off to the side. And you don't get the notification that they're even live. So that's just how it goes, you know. So I'm going to make a list of channels while they're still here. Hopefully they stick around a while. of channels I'm going to add to that. And if you want yours thrown in there, I will. Pink Roberto, go live. Then I'll put one on your channel, or start to use your community tab. Then I will add you. Actually, there is a Pinkbo tracker in my server, but it's just for dropping the links of panels that we would find you in. All right, so no, you got 206 subs on that channel there, and you don't have any content going on. So start using that tab of yours, so we can put your channel out there. Okay. So anyways, Berto says, haven't timed anyone out, so how am I lying, huh? Or huh? That would be more adequate for the occasion. I don't know. I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. Have a great night, or a great day. I appreciate you. I do. Here's to the replay crew on my solo stream with my little floating AI character. You know, this guy, I made him in some kind of gaming avatar free website thing a couple of years ago. Or no, actually, maybe this is last year. And because it comes with this like Asian like drawing stencil character that's like from 2009 or something, and which is just the stock. Even Crafty Cat was like, yeah, there's like only so many guys, and there's like 7 or 8 girl avatars, women on there, and there's even crazy ones like if you want to be like a watermelon or a rabbit. Don't want to be a rabbit. This is a silly wabbit out there. Kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit. So, I mean, symbolically, of course. Boy, is that guy an idiot. Anyways, hope you, I swear to God, him and Black Rose were going to get hitched, but she has been going live on her channel, but I haven't really caught it. She privatizes, she dirty privates it all, as I call it. Who else is doing that? What was I going to say to that effect? Like Hill Rod spam. Okay, good old the Hillbilly Man. That tard. That guy. He did this. He did that. I got on that guy's panel like I don't know 2 times maybe last year. And I think it was last year. It might have been earlier this year. Actually. And the guy, what he did is he pulled a huckleberry on me, guys. He pulled a huck on me. What I mean by that, and she's not the only one that does it. So, but she's one of the top tiers. Yeah, her Black Rose especially. Oh God, yes. If Lisa B's listening, she could tell you all about that. Her being her managing mod for like, what, a year or more? Something like that. There's your sunshine and flowers. But these people, what they'll do is they'll sit there and they'll chant. Now, see, like the community, what did Huckleberry have? The Community Outreach Arena channel, and that just was an epic failure of exponential proportions, of course. But when you're going to host, when you're going to do something like that, and you're going to try to go big time with it, you're going to try to lure in what we would infer to out, at least from our side of things, our little worlds, the drama heavyweights, and try to get them on your channel. What you don't do is this: you don't time them out. Yes, she does dirty private her live streams. You don't time them out. You don't block them in the chats. You do not mute their microphones on the panel. You don't crank their volume down to like 3 or 1 or 0. You don't throw them backstage. You don't block them ultimately from your StreamYards. If you're trying to if that's what your mission objective is to lure people in to fight on your panel. That's my thing. Really? Well, how about them ass snapples? Black Rose blocked M Corner Gaming on her IMs. Oh, well, there's another prime example of somebody who likes to dish shit out but can't take it back. Now, Black Rose, I know you're watching me, Blackthorn. What you got to say about that one? I got a question for you. Just a question. Now, see, this bitch, what she does is she runs her mouth 1,000,000 miles a minute. She's got a whole bunch of stuff to say about everybody else, and she can do no wrong, right? See no evil, hear no evil. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. All she does is talk shit about people, and she does most of it, a lot of it behind the scenes, or has. I'm sure she still does. And even Lisa had complimented her once about how she's getting a little better. She's getting better at being able to take it back. And I would agree somewhat with that, but only in that she's just such a hypocrite. I mean, if she wants to be the community cop out here, everybody, and tell everybody like it is and lay down the law and throw the book at people, and all that shit, you got to practice what you preach, Black Rose. That's your problem. It's like old Hillbilly Man. I caught that guy on 69 Mammy's panel saying something I'm not even going to repeat here. Okay, throwing that. I do have the clip of that one. No, guys like Biff Thundermuffin, wherever the hell he went or is at, is not getting it. I have it in a private video on this very channel. Well, it's either this channel or it's my other channel. It might be my other channel. I think it's actually my other. But it doesn't matter. I got the clip. V has the clips, and that's why she deletes and privates all of her stuff too. Mammy, when she was live, she did. Yeah, she did. There's a reason why she didn't want that live stream staying up. So, it was this crowd. It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous to make accusations about people when we crossing a red line. And y'all know what that means. I'm not going to preach that. Berto, somebody earlier said something in your defense towards that, actually, and I credit that person, whether you like them or you don't like them, for saying that. So... they shall remain nameless, but I was on a panel earlier, and I agree with that statement. I absolutely agree with that statement. It's when we get out here and we throw those kind of claims out at people, you are crossing an absolute red line. It's beyond just simple trolling. When you throw stuff out at people, and for others that have said, well, we can't prove that you're this or that or not this or that based on having limited information about you or whatever. I know why that was said. It was said as a shot to get back at someone who's thrown out those kind of claims themselves. So I understand why they would have made that kind of a response. But yeah, when we Rada did that. Rada highlighted a comment about me on Paulie Crispies, and then read it out loud. He did that as it was a very calculated. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he apologized for it later too. Now, as much of an asshat as that guy is and has been with myself and many others out here, it does take a bigger man to admit fault. Say, I'm sorry, I got it wrong, and he did. He did. Other people have said things about me or gone along with things they've apologized for too. Hey, I've apologized to people myself, so yes, I have. Abso-freaking-lutely. Will I do it again? Well, yeah, of course. If I get something wrong about somebody and they call me out on it, I'll own it. I will own it. The best and the worst of them. I absolutely will. I will. But people like Black Rose out there think they're just absolutely different. They're perfect in every way, shape, and form. They do no wrong. Who are you hanging out with? I mean, we're going to play the guilt by association game. I did that on Discord recently, and I says, if you guys want to play that game and go down that road, I can call you out for all kinds of shit that you've said about, me or other people or both. Or people that people have said. And I'll just go ahead and hold you all accountable for what all your friends say. Whether you were there or you weren't there, whether you're even cognizant of it, you have absolutely no pre-knowledge of it. I don't care. I do not care. Hey, we're going to go by lack of knowledge of the law is no excuse for not following the law and breaking it. So there you go. Guilty as charged, your YouTube pseudo honor in the guilt of public opinion. You're all under developmental arrested development. Say developmental arrest. So there you go. There you go. You did have 6 people at your live. I was watching it a little bit in the background there, Hebrew, but I was at work and it was really getting busy for me and I was just in the background. I think I did say wave at you or something. I don't. Your chat was moving pretty quick there, man. So I don't know if it was seen or whatever. Other than that, I was going to get out of here, guys. What do you say? And, so anyways, do you guys like the term iced out? You know, Rebel's live right now. Is he still using that word? Iced out? You're not iced out. You're not iced out. He can get on any panel and any chat and nobody will touch him. Birdo, you can literally get on any channel, every chat, most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time, but nobody will time you out. Now, they were playing that game with me for the longest time. Now it's only a couple people doing it. But like I say, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I just don't care. Have fun. One thing that would help Rebel is if he would stop doxing people, maybe they would donate something to him. I mean, he kicked me to the curb quick. And it doesn't look like the people he kicked me to the curb quick with are exactly paying off so well. I mean, he says he's been looking for $8 for smoke still for 3 or 4 days. Dude, you're not getting a Dell. I mean, maybe why is that? I mean, hey, I threw my Cash App out there and only one person sent me a dono. And it was the talk of the town for months. That reminds me. I got a new one of these longboards here, and I got to put it together. I got to assemble it today. I'll take a picture of it. I'll show it to you guys. But anyways, that's the one I'm going to use to make my little video when I do that. So stay tuned, people. People, stay tuned. They'll be fun to troll me over for quite a while. I'm sure of that. I am for sure of that. Oh, God, it's been almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours of me being live and all of that. Yay, I win! Who wins? Okay, so Birdo says, Hebrew, listen, I always won. We mean win if you kicked me off from StreamYard. So there's that. No making up between us. Who won? I don't know. You got 420 says she won. And Hebrew Operator says I win. And Corner says R.I.P. Birdo. Oh, you guys are slaying me. I can't take this anymore. I can't. Okay, so says the laughing face emoji. Okay, well, anyways. See, now we got 16. See, this is what happens. When the drama starts up again, the views go up. I was talking about food. We got down to single-digit numbers. Single-digit numbers. Now, we're back up to 16. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Shouldn't you? Sure. You're terrible. What am I going to do with you guys? What am I going to do with you? I don't know. You tell me. Don't call us, we'll call you. Iced out. Iced out. I'm feeling iced out. So, anyways. Yeah, there is a silent stream going on. Again, I do not troll, and I mean this. This is no lie. I do not troll Connie, Rebel City. I do not troll the dude. I don't troll him. I will take a pop shot. I did that already. I'll do it again. I'll take a pop shot at him and say, listen, dude, you block guys like me off your channel. You dox people that you get angry at, you don't like. You had some real good friends. You did. You're not gonna, I know you won't admit it, but you did. You did. You had, myself. You had Nemesis, and you had Queen Wasp. Yeah, you did. Yep. Yeah, you did. And, dude, you snooze, you lose. I mean, I absolutely were your friends. Absolutely. But you got a whole gatekeeping thing, and that's kind of what did it, isn't it? I think it is. I think something different went down between him and Nemesis, though, to be fair. Do I wish any ill will towards the dude? No, of course I don't. I don't wish any ill will to any of you. Any of you. Nobody. I just wish... I wish him the best with what he's going through. I think it sucks. I haven't really spoken to this per se, but I would say the same thing with Evil Terry. It sucks to go through this. It is. It's something that you never get over. It does change your life forever. Forever is a long time. Whatever is after this life, if anything at all, and I'd like to believe there is. I'm talking about when you lose someone you love, someone very close to you, or you are, and it's a helpless situation. It is, and I all BS set aside. This is me talking from me, the heart. This is me, and I mean that. When you lose someone that you love, it does change you forever. Absolutely, it does. If you're somebody that grew up where a loved one was lost when you were really little, you might have very few memories of them, but you would know of them. But it's not like when you're growing up and you're next to kin, losing a good friend, a good friend is someone who's always there for you. Always. They are there for you when the times are good. They are there for you when the times are bad. And they are there for you everything in between. Speaking of which, welcome, Zatoichi. I'm not timing out Birdo. I haven't timed out anybody all day on the last 2 hours. I haven't timed out a soul on here. I haven't. I haven't touched it. People have been timing each other out, though. But I have not timed anyone out. I haven't touched anyone. So, but really, I do mean that. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart and the top too. It sucks to go through that. And because, like I said, there's nothing that you can do about it. There's things you can do in the meantime. However, at the end of the day, the ultimatum is, well, you know from there. So with that, everybody goes through grieving and all that differently. And for all of us, the cycle never really ends. It spins back around. It goes into what I call, again, there's that word loop-de-loop. Some people are better at managing it than others. Ask your bartender. Welcome to the channel. How are you today? Gitsy. Better late than never. Where's your hall pass? See, I knew there's a reason why I was sticking around to the 2 hour mark. So anyways. But sometimes we need to stop and smell the roses. We do. And, I don't know. I mean, I have mixed emotions myself or feelings about that subject in particular. I do. I agree with people that say, when we're remembering somebody that was closest to us or whatever, why can't we remember them in a positive, a good light? We do. We absolutely do. But there's always going to be that empty space, that void or that gap that you just can't fill in. And ladies and gentlemen and the undecided, that is the game of life. The game that none of us choose to play, but we're in it to win it. We're all in this together. We really are. And that's just that. It is what it is. But I firmly believe this. Those that were closest to us, that we do remember, or they weren't the closest to us, but that we knew. I would honestly think, or like to believe, although there are some exceptions to the rule, they would want us to remember them in a good way and to continue on. One of the neatest things I can remember looking up and watching a video on when I first learned about this some 15 years ago was some of these people that made homemade fudge or some kind of a nice sweet tasty dessert, something or some kind of a for me it'll be my homemade smash burgers. That'll go on my urn someday. There's Prime. I knew he was still out there. But that is sombering to know that somebody would care enough about everyone else, and the world today, that they would want their recipe of something they made to just live on out there, even though they can't be around to taste it anymore, to make it, to have it. And that is pretty cool, I think. Don't you? I do. Or sharing like a little poem or something that somebody wrote that's, that they didn't really want totally forgotten. But let's face the facts here, guys. And this is the grim reality of the whole thing. And how you doing? Our Shelley's in the house. What's going on? Welcome. So yeah. When we're gone, okay, and I watched a video on this once, so this is kind of a copy of, I'm kind of like ad-libbing them, if you will. It's this guy in this mausoleum. I'll go find the video. It's like on TikTok or something. It wasn't on YouTube. I'll go look for it. But when we're gone, the people that we were closest to, our family, our friends, neighbors, people we work with, they will remember us for who we were. But then, and people at family gatherings will remember us. They will. But as time goes on, it'll become more of just, another family gathering. Maybe a memory or two. But as time goes on, and it just as time heals all wounds, and I do firmly believe that, it also, gives, as time passes us by, what I'm trying to say is, it makes us become more of a distant memory. And eventually we will become part of a family tree, for those of us that are, fortunate to have families. And we'll just be a name. I can look back and say, hey, I had a great, 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 great uncle that was a POW in the Civil War and got a Silver Star, which is true. Was put in a really vicious prison camp, I think in like Pennsylvania or somewhere, and just perished because the conditions were just horrid. That's back in the Civil War era, right? Now, could I tell you anything about that great 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 uncle's personality? No, of course not. Of course I can't, Could I tell you anything about their likes, their dislikes, anything personal about them? No, other than what I've read, which is very vague at best, especially going back that far. Makes us wonder, now that we're creating this digital imprint of ourselves, and people that I've known on YouTube that have long since, gone, their channels become a vault of at least their online, life to some extent, even in short videos and things like that. But it's still there, preserved in the course of time. That isn't until Google decides to, ixnay it, or the whole, or just nuke the whole goddamn thing. Pardon my French. Blasphemy. Hey, Queen Wasp's in the house. Welcome. Yeah, Prime, be polite. Come on, buddy. Can't you be nice? It's okay. This is therapeutic for him, I think. Doesn't seem to be working too well, does it, guys? Not really. Not really. But you know where I'm going with that. So, yes, we become a faded memory in the course of time. And I will say this. If there's nothing after this life that we're living right now, it sort of makes it, I don't know, not worthwhile. If you can't take your, works with you, or and whatnot. Where's Pink Birdo? Anyway, forget the pun. But that's an interesting food for thought. I know that's a lot to take in. And it's a topic we all like to avoid, but we all know that it's inevitable. Everybody's going to have to face that someday. We all are going to have to face that. The Grim Reaper. And I don't mean the guy on YouTube over in the UK that comes from the kind of the cop watch side of things. Speaking of old Tyrant Wars, that was a guy they used to go after too back in the day, believe it or not. Uncontrollably Yours is in the house. Welcome to the channel. Gitsy. You see, you get a different crowd out here during the daytime sometimes, and daytime YouTube TV. OMG. Anyways, so yeah, it's we have one life to live. Make it count. Whatever little difference that you made in the world. Hopefully, some people will remember that. It'll be something for you to take with you, wherever that is from here. And hopefully we're all around a while. I'd like to live to be 99. Wouldn't you guys? Hell, I would even want to go 909 if I could maintain my mind, my spirit, and of course my physical ability and agility. If I could maintain all three of those things, I would love to be 99. But here's how the government would look at that. Okay, if the average lifespan were 999 years old, your asses and mine would be working for at least 888 of that. Now, I don't know about you guys, but who wants to work for 888 years? In that case, you might as well become a doctor, a lawyer, like a neurosurgeon, right? Go to school for 50 or 60 years. And then do everything. You might as well. You got plenty of time. Hell, learn every language there is out there. Become fluent in every language that exists in the world today. I still haven't learned how to speak Prime yet, though. Does anybody know how to speak Prime? I'm still trying to figure that one out. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope you enjoyed today's, what should we call it? I don't know, my 2-hour-long monologue. Classes, of course, dismissed whenever you want it to be. And, I haven't timed anyone out today, but, what the hell? What the hell? Oops. Here, I can fix it on my computer. Oh, I needed that. Here, I'll fix it. There you go. There you go. That was a finger slip. Oops-a-daisy. Ah, shit. So anyways, I'm scrolling back and I didn't even mean to do that, but I just did it. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I know you did Wasp. I appreciate you. I just typed out Prime on my phone because I'm using Prism and there's no option to like select a timeout thing for them. It's like 5 minutes or nothing. So I socked him on my phone for 300 seconds or 5 minutes. That's the first time I timed anybody out today. And then I fixed it to 10 seconds. I did. There you go, buddy. You can take a taste of your own medicine. But he came right back. He always comes back. Always. Always, always. So anyways, you can never get rid of this guy. When will I what? When will I what? I already did. Dude, you're late for the party. Grow a spine? Oh, come on. You should talk, dude. Oh, God. I know. He's still angry because for the low cost of just $5, you too can time out. Or was it you two can kick you off the panel that includes the chat for 5 minutes? That reminds me of 5 roast beef sandwiches. Was $5.55 or some shit like that? Wasn't popcorn chicken at KFC like $5 back in the day? Man, that was good eating. That can't be beaten. Like 30 years ago or something like that. It's back in the 90s. We'll go live, Prime. Go live. Come on, boy. Heal. Here, Prime. I got a bone for you. So, anyways, he does make videos on his channel. He does do videos, but he will never go live. He'll tell everybody else to go live, but he'll never go live on his own. So that's just the way it goes. Scrolling. I'm trying to find emoji on my computer, and it's not... It's like easier said than done. So fuck it. I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, there it is. There you go, Prime. Have a bone. Promise you a steak, and then kick you a bone. Where's the steak at? There's a steak in here. There it is. There you go. Having fun. Spam in the chat. Don't be dropping dots in my chat, guys. Oh, I love fucking around. On that note, I think people out here, people are so hyper anal. They are, and they can't take a freaking joke. You know what I mean? Like, God dang it. Why can't we just have fun? Why do we always have... It always has to, like, resort to panel and Discord attacks, and people can't just, like, screw around and just have fun anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like, why is that? What happened? How do we get from point A to point B? Anybody out there? How do we get lost? You know what I mean? There's not, like I said, there's not just a fork in the road. There's a freaking spork in the road. Does anybody remember sporks? I know they still make those, and that's the whole thing. Like, why is everybody like this? I don't understand that. It seriously did not used to be this way. This is bad. And I don't know. I don't know the answers. I don't proclaim that I know all the answers. Do I? I don't think so. So, what can't you click? What are you looking for? Who's got the number? I wonder, can you... I don't think I as the creator, I can't earn a crown. Only you guys can, because you're the chat participants. So... there's that. You guys bored? I'm bored. Should we go do something else? Yeah, it's probably about time. What do you guys say, huh? I say way. Yeah, I'm down for that. I am. How do I... oh, there it is. Okay, bye! That means adios, toodles. Don't forget to write hasta la bye bye.